Okay, so I have my data table here with all my information. To graph, very simply, you're going to highlight your data table. Do not highlight the entire spreadsheet. We're not doing that. Do not highlight the columns. We're not doing that. For graphing, you highlight specifically the data that you want to graph. Okay? Then, in Excel, graphs are labeled under charts. I don't know why, they just are. So we're going to go to charts right here. You can see there's all types of graphs. We're going to start with a column graph. That's the easiest one. So we're going to click on that. And there's all sorts of graphs here. Please do not choose a 3D cone or a pyramid or anything like that, or a cylinder. Choose one of these top three to start with. Choose one of the top three. I'm going to choose this one. And there we go. Pretty simple. It puts the graph in there for you. Okay. So that's our first step. When I look at this graph, though, I'm missing some very important elements. So it's important that we get those elements in. Let's go through how to do that. When I'm clicked on the graph, I get 2 additional tabs that open up. These tabs are not normally there. They are only there when you click on your graph. So I'm going to go to chart layout, and you're going to use this area a lot. Chart title. This is a required piece on a graph. You have to tell what the graph is showing. So I'm going to click on chart title and title above the chart. What would be a good chart title for this? What would possibly be a good chart? Yeah.
Christmas song.
Okay. What about Christmas songs? So we got to be a little bit more specific. Yeah.
Favorite Christmas song.
There you go. Favorite Christmas songs. Because it could be Christmas songs you don't like. Least favorite, right? So I want to be specific. Favorite Christmas songs. Notice this is a title. So my F, C, and S are all capitalized because it's a title. It's like a title of a book. Okay? So that's one required piece. Let's go on to the next one. Access titles. So I'm going to click on that. Horizontal access title. What is my horizontal access title for this? Yes.
Christmas songs.
Good. Christmas songs. Simply asking, what are these things down here? Okay. Vertical access title. What is my vertical access title? Yeah.
What would it be like? The phone.
Okay, you're close. We want to be more specific than that. Yeah.
It shows the percentage on the side.
Nope, it doesn't show percentage. Nope. Yeah.
The number of votes.
You're closer. We want to be really specific. We're going to put 6th grade student votes. We want to be specific. Is this kindergarten votes?
No.
Is it the entire school? What specifically is this? 6th grade student votes. Be specific with it. Look at these. These are titles. Again, the titles need to be capitalized. It's a title. Okay? So these are the required pieces. If you went into Mrs. Carlson's class for math and they said, I want you to create a graph and you had to figure out what was required, these are the required pieces to have for a graph. You need to have a graph title, an x-axis title, and a y-axis title. And then you have to have the data. Those are the 4 required pieces for a graph. Okay. But because we're in computer class, we're going to add some extra things. Okay, let's go through how to customize this graph. Okay, because that's the part that makes this unique. Okay? So I could click just in the chart area. I'm going to click on this white area. You're going to be using your right click a lot. You're going to be using it a lot. Here we go. I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to format my chart area. I can then go to fill and maybe I choose a red. It will color that in. Maybe I choose this area, right click, format plot area, because this is where you're graphing your plotting points. Format plot area, maybe I choose light green. We'll get to that in just a minute. Maybe I want to change these. Format the data series. Maybe I want to choose these to be all dark green. Okay. Maybe I've decided, you know what? I want to customize each one. So I'm going to click on this one and format this data point. And this one I'm going to do purple. And this one here, format data point. I'm going to do dark blue. And this one here, I'm going to do yellow. And there we go. So I've customized each one. Maybe I want to come in here and I want to go to the line. And under line, I want to do a bright orange line, and I'm going to make it just a little bit thicker so that you can actually see it, the line around them. So lots of customization in color. Now, somebody over here asked, can you do a gradient? You can do a gradient, but not on the bars themselves. Because when you do a gradient on the bar, and especially if that gradient includes a white, it's very hard to see where that bar ends. You think about it. Okay. So if you're doing a gradient, probably should be like on this chart area, if you're choosing to do that. All right. Let's say I format this chart area and I decide to do, let's not do that dark, let's do that dark. Oh, format chart area, I did the line fill. All right. This is getting kind of hard to read, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're going to use a dark color like this, you better do something to fix that. Okay? You can actually format these pieces as well. So in here, instead of being automatic no fill, that's like clear, maybe I choose that to be white. Does that work now? Yeah. Right? So this is kind of like PowerPoint. When you choose a background color in PowerPoint, we've talked over the years that you need to make sure that the things that you choose make it so that your presentation is easier for your audience to watch. The same is true for this. You want to make a graph that is easy for the person to read. If you choose really dark colors and you don't fix it so that it's easy to read, then it loses its value. And when we create projects, we want to make sure that it has value to the people that are reading it. Okay? Okay, I'm going to change this back so it's not so dark so I don't have to change all of them. Let's do real light. There we go. Okay. There's some other things we could do. Legends. Right now, I have a legend. Do I need that legend?
No.
I wouldn't need it for this project because I'm only serving 6th grade students. If I did a survey of 5th grade and 6th grade and did a double bar graph, I would need a legend. And we're going to get into double line graphs coming up. Okay? But for this one, you don't have to have it. Can you? You can. It doesn't hurt to have it, but you could also take that off. Data labels. This is not something you have to have, but again, you can have it. Value. It will put the number of votes that each one got. Now, for this one, it's pretty easy to see where the line is, but what happens if you were using decimals? Let's say you did a graph using money and you had decimals. It's going to be pretty hard to tell the difference between $3.75 and $3.78. That would be pretty hard to tell on a graph like this. So you might consider then putting in different labels, doing your value label. Okay. Category name. This just puts the categories in another place. If you had a lot of categories, I only have 4. If you had 20, it might make sense to do the category one. Do you have to? No, you can do no data labels. It's just an option for you. Access, you won't use this. You will not use this right now. Don't touch that one. Grid lines. Right now, we have major grid lines, and those are these lines that go across. I don't have to have those. I could get rid of them. Okay? But for some of them, it makes the graph a little bit easier to read. Same with vertical grid lines. This puts a line in between each category. If you have 10 categories, that might be helpful for reading the graph. Not something you have to do, but an option. For this project, you're going to recreate this data table and this graph. You must have the 4 elements. You must have your data point, the correct chart title, the correct x-axis title, the correct y-axis title, and you must customize it in one way. Could you do more than one way? Sure. But at least one way, I want to see that you know how to customize a graph. All right, questions? Yes?
Are you taking votes on this class because you are going to go ask people, or are you just going to pick?
You're just going to use this data today. Just this data. I'm going to leave it up there for you. Yes?
Is earlier the song titles on the bottom,
Yes.
they were sideways.
You can change that. I'm not going to show you that right now. The computer will automatically change it if you don't have a lot of room to make it fit. But you can also customize that. That's something that I'll show you maybe with one of your other graphs. Okay. This project is due on Tuesday in Google Classroom. There is in Google Classroom, there is the assignment page ready for you to turn in with the directions. If you get done, you may do Christmas games. Your other project has been graded. So if you have not yet checked your grade for that other project, I might suggest that be the first thing that you do. Okay? All right, let's give it a shot, please.